Hi guys, here we are with the OSCOO M800 240GB SATA SSD drive, 42mm for use in Lenovo ThinkPads, certainly the older variety. Is it any good? I don't know. Let's see. Should you buy it? I don't know. Let's see about that as well. But I've done quite a lot of research. And on paper this looks to be a good, very cheap one. So stay tuned and let's see how this unboxes. Cheers guys. Hi there, so today I am reviewing the OSCOO N800, I believe it is, M.2 256GB SSD, the 42mm variety. It's for my Lenovo ThinkPad X240, which currently has a standard 500GB regular spinning hard disk in there. So I wanted to speed things up, and as you all probably know, the fastest way to do that, certainly the cheapest way to do that, is by installing an SSD. Now what I did want to do was keep the 500GB hard drive for storage, because 256GB on an SSD isn't very much, especially when you consider the lifespan of SSDs and the fact that they rewrite themselves all over the place and do have a limited lifespan. So if you've got an SSD and it's up to 80-90% full, just be aware that you are severely limiting the lifespan of that. I thought the 256GB version would be enough. Now, when it comes to M.2 SSDs of the SATA variety, so this is not NVMe, this is a SATA SSD, there's a few things to consider. The first and foremost is that there don't appear to be any kind of big brands out there that you would know. So Crucial, Samsung, they don't supply M.2 SSDs. I believe Toshiba does. Certainly on Lenovo's newer lines, there's a mention of that, but for older models there certainly isn't very much. So probably the most popular brand out there is Transcend, but Transcend SSDs are twice the price of the OSCOO one. So just to give you an idea, Transcend of the same spec is running at just over £100, whereas the OSCOO one ran at £48, so a significant cost saving there. Now I did put a comparison up on my website, so if you look at techtrope.com, you'll see that one of the newer posts is about M.2 SSDs, and it kind of documents my research into producing this video. So there's a lot of different variety. The kind of big thing that you want to look at for when buying an SSD, certainly an M.2 SSD, is that you want high read and high write speeds, and also one that is MLC, which is it's an older technology, but it has longer lifespan. So there's a kind of enterprise SSDs are single layer, the next layer down is dual layer, and the newer models are triple layer, which basically means newer models aren't going to last as long, because the enterprise models, being one layer high, basically just means that they live a lot longer and provide much more stability and robustness. So just to give you an idea, the OSCOO professes to have 500 megabytes a second read and write with MLC, as I've said before. Now just a word of warning, if you are researching yourself and looking for M.2 SATA SSDs, you will notice that things like read-write speeds on Amazon are actually different to those actually displayed on the manufacturer website. So as the Americans say, buyer be warned or buyer beware. The data that's out there isn't particularly accurate. Similarly, you will get different read-write speeds on smaller SSDs. So if you have an older machine and you're looking to cheaply, very cheaply put a 16 gig or a 32 gig SSD in there, the read-write speeds will typically be a lot lower. That's just something to note when buying them. I am by no means an expert. This is just purely based on my research, but just check it out. double check your purchases and just satisfy yourself that you're buying something of good quality. So OSCOO for me, certainly on paper, this is where the tricky part comes, on paper, appears to be an absolute bargain. So like I said, half the price of Transcend, which is quite popular, the same rewrite speeds, MLC, but from a brand I've never heard of before. I know it's a Chinese make. Weirdly, I bought this off eBay from a place in Ireland, so I've been all over the place looking for this. But I am a Yorkshireman. We are notoriously thrifty, shall we say, so I thought it was a good buy. So let's see if the OSCOO 256GB M.2 SATA SSD is any good. I'm going to start by unboxing it. I have yet to install it. Obviously I won't cover that in this video, mainly because I'm not particularly confident in installing it, so I don't want to kind of put you through that. But we'll certainly look at what we get in this tiny packet. So for reference there, you'll see top right the standard toys, just giving you an idea of scale. It's 42mm, it's tiny, but we'll crack on and we will get in. So I'll just pull out the trusty Victorinox and crack into it. I'll keep talking as we go, and once I've taken the wrapper off, I'll give you a look through the packaging once we've got off all the kind of pricing labels, etc, etc. So very quickly, the packaging is really nice. It's got this kind of circuit board motif on it, nice kind of metallic finish there on the typography. Quite happy that most of it's in English, which is great. But then you switch to the back, and just to zoom in, yeah, not a lot there. But weirdly, I did notice that they use QR codes to get you onto the website. So you scan those in if you've got the Pixel 2. Quick tip for you: you can use the what's it called? The smart button on the using the AI. It will decode that, and it will give you the website address to click through to. So you can see there it's 240GB M.2 SSD. 2242 means it is 42mm, which is just the right size for the X240 ThinkPad. And we've got a number there, which obviously, I suppose if you phone it up, you're going to get somebody Chinese. So don't actually know how to get into it, so we'll have a look around. Does it just slide off? Is it one that just pops out? Let's have a dig and see. Yeah. So, very nice packaging, as I've said. Very plain inside. No drivers, no CD, as you'd appreciate of a box this size. We can see the classification on there. 240GB. Just very simple foam packaging, nothing too exciting. Is there anything inside if I pop this out? Does it just pop out? Yeah, it's tiny. It is absolutely tiny. So 42mm. The idea is you plug that end in, it will pop up. It will go in at an angle. You snap it down and use the screw inside the laptop already, just to secure it in place. So I am interested to see if this little cheap beast of a thing, hopefully it's a beast, does what it says on the tin. So I will install this and probably do a follow-up video. But yeah, interested to see what happens if you are considering an M.2 SSD. This certainly is one of the cheaper on the market. I would avoid Kingspan. Just heard a lot of things about them, not to be confused with King Diane, which is another model starting with King, which some people say is okay. It's not going to set the world on fire, it's okay. So I'm hoping for at least okay performance in line with the King Diane. Certainly if it performs as well as the Kingspan ones, I will not be happy, and I'll be looking to return this because the specs on eBay were really good, as well as the ones on the manufacturer website. So I'll do a benchmark. I want to use this as my primary drive, dual boot in Windows 10 and currently Linux Mint, but if I can get Manjaro on there I will do. So yeah, let's see how this bad boy performs. Sorry, there's not much in this, it's just purely an unboxing. I appreciate OSCOO is a really weird brand. Nobody's ever heard of them, I certainly haven't. But if you do like what I've done here and you appreciate the insights and you want to check out my blog, That would be awesome. I'd also appreciate a like, and if you really feel desperate, subscribe. Just appreciate that. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to like it. It's totally free. But Google uses it as an algorithm ranking thing. That's why everybody's really after that. So I would really appreciate it. Like I said, it takes 2 seconds, costs you nothing, and you might get a follow-up video that that you like and you're really interested in. So appreciate that. And any comments about M.2 SSD, certainly 42mm varieties of the SATA kind, pop me a question in the comments section below, and I will answer as best as I can. Like I said, I research everything to this silly degree before buying anything. So I feel fairly clued up, although it is all academic, it is all paper-based knowledge, so just bear that in mind. Great guys, thank you very much for sticking around, and I'll catch you on the next time. Cheers, bye.